Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Well, it's happy for a lot of us. For others, like me, it's not so happy. Now, I'd like to take this chance to talk about depression and attachment. Um, yeah, those are the topics I want to talk about on Valentine's Day. But I just want to make a few comments. Um, I'm not always outside of relationship on Valentine's Day. A lot of the times I do have a girlfriend on Valentine's Day, but this one I do not. I don't want to take this opportunity just to talk about how sad it is or anything like that. I'd rather talk about how we tend to work ourselves up when we are depressed. I've suffered from major depressive disorder for since I was in elementary school, basically. But that's the first time I remember having these symptoms. But we don't make it any better by uh, thinking about how we don't have something. How, if we had this one thing, a person, then our lives would be better. That it would be the ultimate problem solver. And most of the time, that's just focusing on one problem instead of realizing that there's a slew of problems that we could complain about or worry about. But in truth, we like to focus on certain problems based on whatever holiday is around, whatever kind of event even that other people are participating in, and we're not because of this or that reason. Maybe we're not the same religion, maybe we don't believe the same things, and maybe we're in a community that doesn't hold any of the similar beliefs that we have, or anywhere near the same beliefs as we have. And it's actually an opportunity to glorify the ego. Our ego is what tells us that, oh, well, we're a loser because we don't believe this or because we don't have somebody on this date. And that might seem strange coming from the ego, but that's actually a trick everybody's ego plays on us. It's that it leads up to, oh, we don't need them, or we actually don't need anybody. We're better than that, so we don't need to participate in this event or this holiday. And that starts the road to, oh, we're different, but we're the better kind of different. we're the kind of different that is actually more valuable than regular people. And this goes beyond Valentine's Day or holidays. This goes to how alienation can actually feed the ego into asserting itself in our minds, in our personality, in our very being, in our spiritual state, if you believe in the spirit or soul. And it asserts itself by outlining why we are different and how this difference is better. Now, we always have to stop ourselves, because if we start feeding into the depression that we feel initially, it only alienates us from not only other people, but it alienates us from our goals and who we want to be, and basically the kind of person that we're on the road to being, if it's our choice. If it's not our choice, then that doesn't matter. If it's not our choice and we don't like the road we're taking to who we're going to become, then the ego will probably take another route. Probably take another route to getting us away from accepting our role, our road. And the ego can be beneficial in that regard. The ego can be beneficial in jerking us out of a series of events in our lives, or a series of steps to this goal that wasn't ours to begin with. And the ego can actually help with that. But the downside is, like in holidays like this, events, religious ceremonies, political rallies, whatever it be that most people around us are participating in, but we don't believe the same things, so we don't participate in. The downside is that the ego helps us to, or curses us to, embrace alienation and actually start hating other people. In the guise of boosting our morale, it's actually destroying our ability to communicate, be with other people, and achieve goals that are based around our cooperation with others. So we have to be very careful on our thought processes when we feel a sense of alienation. And love, romance, and, well, I rather focus on love and romance and not necessarily the sex part, because the love and romance part have very deep spiritual and psychological needs attached to them, and really purpose. Um, when we embrace this alienation because we haven't found somebody in some time, months, weeks, years, something like that. When we haven't found somebody in a certain amount of time, the ego urges us to embrace this alienation and decide that we're better than the people that we desire, that we desire to be with, that we love, that we want to love. And this is a great danger for ever achieving a relationship with these people, because the ego doesn't care. It doesn't care about our relationships. It doesn't care about other people. It's this a part of our brain that only cares about our own thriving, dominance, survival, and this has nothing to do with other people, unless the ego comes in a better capacity when we have children, and really the survivability of our children, we feel like we're extending, we're becoming something that isn't ourselves and that'll last beyond our years. And that's one good thing about the ego, is that we like to take care of our children because they're an extension of ourselves. There's other reasons that we can love our children and take care of them and have children. But that's a whole other side of the ego that's a lot more gray area. But as far as embracing alienation and deciding that we don't need any of the people that we truly want to be with, that'll hurt us in the long run. And it'll hurt our views on humanity and our views of personhood of other people, of individuality of other people, and the worth of other people. And we have to be careful of that. So in conclusion, on this Valentine's Day in 2017, I just gotta say, if you don't have somebody this year, like I don't either, don't lose hope, and don't start to think that everybody else is fucking terrible, and that we're really the kind of different that's better, and everybody else is terrible, or we're just bad, we're just worse, and that's why we don't have anybody, because that also plays into the long game of the ego. Don't think you're different just because we share this lack of relationship, love, togetherness in our lives at this time. And certainly don't let a holiday or an event or some kind of belief system that you're surrounded with affect who you are and what you believe. Become what you want to become. Don't be eaten away like an acid by these seasonal or societal events, states of being, or structure. Don't let all those things become an acid that eats at you. Be who you are, be who you want to be. And thank you for watching. If you found any of this interesting, or you would like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. I would love that. And thank you very much, all of you. Have a happy Valentine's Day.